Hi, and welcome to Coffee Breaks with Nebraska Strong Recovery Project. My name is Lisa, and today I am joined by Kath, who has been in finance for the last 15 years and is actually licensed in the US and the UK, so extra knowledge. Yay us. Before we get started today, just a quick note that Nebraska Strong does work with many different agencies, and even though we work with lots of different agencies, we don't endorse any agency. And so we just always ask that you double check before you start to get involved with any agency or giving them your information. With that, we'll get started. So, Kath, finances and disaster
Absolutely. Great topic.
can be very overwhelming.
Indeed.
What should we know?
I think the top points really are to always start with a plan. Always have a plan in place regardless of the situation, whether it's going to be a tragedy happening or just an emergency like the virus that we've got going right now.
Right.
Having a plan in place is super important. A plan can help you feel peace of mind and not have to stress so much on the financial element.
Yeah. So, plan being knowing what you've got, where it's going.
Plan B and really knowing everything about your financial circumstances. Finances rule our lives. Unfortunately, we can't do anything. Even brushing our teeth in the morning has some kind of financial element to it. So having all those pieces of information to hand, maybe creating a budget so you know what your income and expenditure looks like on a monthly basis is always really useful. And then from that, I always say plan and scan. Scan all those bills and documents so you've got all the information to hand.
Yeah.
Especially in a flood situation where you might lose some of that paperwork.
Right.
If you've got it scanned and all in one place, your plan is really laid out for you. You can access it electronically, read through, oh, this is the telephone number, this is my account number, let me give them a ring and see if they can help me.
Right.
Because reaching out to those organizations for help is always definitely recommended.
Huge. So one of the things that we've discussed with a lot of different people was just the fact that insurance doesn't necessarily cover everything. Assistance from FEMA, same story, it's not meant to cover everything.
Mm-hmm.
And some people were very much caught off guard. And when you're living paycheck to paycheck, that can be very difficult to try to save. Do you have any thoughts on that for us?
Yeah, so I think that's a really key thing. I know you did the previous point on insurance before,
yes.
But knowing exactly what all of those policies say, so not just your home insurance, your flood insurance, your car insurance, any type of insurance policy you have for anything of value, have a look at what that really truly says. Know the information, know how to claim, but know what your limitations are. And then I know, obviously, as you said, some people are living paycheck to paycheck, but if you can review your plan, your budget, your expenditure items, there may be 1 month that you may pull things back a little bit to just be able to save something. It could be $20. It could be $1 every single paycheck. But just having the ability to put some money aside for those emergencies are always, a great idea.
Right. So even if it's small,
start somewhere.
Exactly. Awesome. How about with credit? Because that's one of the things that, when we don't have a lot saved, credit is sometimes a good option. Sometimes it can be a rough option. Thoughts on that?
Again, it's worth looking at what that credit looks like. If it's a credit line or if it's a payday loan, there's different things out there that are appropriate for different people, and there's things out there that are definitely not recommended. I'm not going to endorse anything specific today, but it's always worth looking at those terms and conditions and interest rates that you're being charged for that credit. Because the one thing that we don't like is when you end up taking out credit, however, you don't end up making those repayments because of a tragedy or circumstance like this, like the flooding that happened last year, and then that's going to affect your credit score going forward. And once you've got a credit score problem, it's a little bit harder to kind of resolve and fix.
Right.
So if you know that you've got a tragedy or a problem, going back to that plan, look at that plan, look at all those scanned documents, call all those agencies, call those lenders, that mortgage company, those insurance plans, and see if there's some kind of payment option that they can give you.
Yeah. So asking for help is
huge. Absolutely huge. And obviously we want to try and keep your credit score at a decent level so that in future when you do need to access credit in a responsible way, that you're not ending up being penalized because of that.
Yeah. So kind of just in summary, looking at how, finances really can affect the, emotional and stress side of things in a disaster. Yeah, how does that kind of boil together?
I guess the plan is really the key.
Yeah.
If you have a plan, the whole stress lifted off your shoulders is quite dramatic.
Yes.
Once you know exactly what to do, exactly how to do it, when it's laid out for you in a real easy fashion, it just makes things a lot easier when you do have a whole list of other things that are going to take priority.
Yeah. So just finally, we had discussed that, sometimes making that plan can be very stressful. And so I believe that there are some agencies that actually do assist for free in regards to making some of those plans.
Yeah, there are various agencies out there. I myself, I'm on a board of a non-profit called Financial Beginnings Nebraska, and we teach financial literacy to children from the age of kindergarten all the way through to adulthood and into adulthood as well. So look out for some of those if you do live in Nebraska, but do ask for help. That's the real key.
Yeah.
Ask for help and find what's available for you.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for joining us today, Kath, and have a great week.